An economy for all people, not just some people. We are worth more than a can of Coors Light. So we rally together today. Folks, this is just the beginning. Premier Ford and Minister McLeod had best get the message. There is time to do the right thing.
What?
People can make mistakes. It's a new government. People can learn about people's lives. We ask the Minister McLeod, in good faith, please come here to Lindsay. Listen to the success stories. Listen to how lives have been changed. Listen to all the indicators that basic income has been such an amazing program. And we also, of course, call upon the Minister and Premier Doug Ford not to cancel the basic income pilot program here in Lindsay, and not in Hamilton, and not for our fellow residents in Thunder Bay either. We will keep everyone posted, because as Doug Ford said in the campaign, he's for the people. He wants to hear from the people. Well, the people are going to be for Doug Ford in a bit if this decision isn't changed. He'll be hearing from the people of Ontario, because we all count as people in this province. So handing over the microphone now, there is a lot of concern about the healthcare system. A lot of patients were doing so much better, including mental health and mental wellness. Let me hear if you're a family physician here today. Let me hear you. Everyone, family physicians at the back of the tree, fantastic. An amazing letter is appearing. You can see it online from Dr. Jacqueline Choi, who's the president of the Family Health Organization. And it's all about people's stories, who this government will listen to. And so, with us today, I'd like to call on who happens to be my favorite family doctor in the area, Dr. Joe Keynes.
Absolutely. So thank you for the opportunity to speak. This is not just an issue, it's a critical issue. As a family physician, when I became a family physician, I said that I was going to be an advocate for my patients. And I'm here to be an advocate for you. The patients I see coming in through the door aren't the people lying on the couch, drinking beer, watching Netflix. They're the people who saw promise. They're the people who are striving to make their lives better, to get their hands on that bottom rung of the ladder to climb it. As physicians, there are decades of studies that show that only 25% of health incomes are impacted by what we do in the clinic room. It's those underpinnings of health, the social determinants of health, that are drivers: housing, education, employment, food security.
And look what they're doing to us.
So if I prescribe a statin for someone's cholesterol, or some blood pressure medication for somebody so that they don't end up with a heart attack, if they don't have a bed to sleep in, if they're couch surfing, if they can't buy shoes
One of these
walk
days, I
to
can go out
improve
there
their
and pound
health,
the shit out of somebody and not give a fuck because
nutritious
my bipolar
food,
tells me to do it.
what is the point?
The pilot program has been helping people to fucking not be able to go out and want to
So that is the humanitarian social side.
as normal human beings.
But as Mike alluded to, there's also an economic.
Caged us. By taking
Ross
the pilot
Memorial
program away
Hospital
from us,
has been in
it's a total fucking
overboard
bullshit shot.
because it is over
Putting us back in
capacity.
cages that they once had us in. They're
We have
afraid
tried
that
things for
us
decades
civilians
to deal
will
with the
finally
issues
do what we need to
related
do.
to our healthcare system.
Give us back what we deserve.
And they're not
Start showing
working.
us that you fucking that the government
Addressing things downstream like housing, education, food, that has a promise. That has a promise to stop the overcrowding. We're at a critical time in healthcare where there is a gray wave of people who are going to be needing our healthcare
I
services.
see it fucking rising.
Baby
I see it being a
boomers,
constant thing in disability
and we
in
need
Ontario.
innovative solutions. This has the promise to lift people out of poverty, but also deal with healthcare issues for all.
this is doing to us. If this money is taken from us,
Humphrey posted a profile of Fresh Fuel, one of the recipients.
Just like the Americans are doing.
Not only does it help them thrive, be innovative, as Mike mentioned, as a business, they also have a business that provides healthy, nutritious food. So there's that ripple effect, again, that we see for healthcare. In 2015, 200 physicians signed a letter advocating for a basic income pilot.
The pilot program.
The Canadian Medical Association has advocated for a basic income pilot. The Registered Nurse Association of Ontario have already come out condemning the cancellation of the basic income pilot.
In a lot of ways.
As you're a healthcare
Government, if Ford would stop having a stick up his ass, he would fucking realize how much more it's working for us.
We need to see the pilot
Like
through.
serious, give back what they've taken.
Meet the demands and meet the
I'm sorry, man, but I gotta cut this interview because this is just starting to get myself aggravated.
Thank you so much for your time.
Not a problem, man.
When I can advocate, our
not a
nurses
problem.
can advocate.
Okay, what other bottle of cold wine do you want?
Various people can
Fucking
advocate.
forcing me to fucking say that the pilot program should be given to the troops. Fuck you.
Everybody.
It's everyone.
They want to cut it.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I know, this is recorded right on that.
The wrong decision.
You got it, didn't you? You got every word that I was saying, didn't you?
Couple times.
Good.
Probably.
Come on, everybody, all my subscribers, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is an outrage for the Canadian citizen. This program was one of the best fucking programs that we could ever have, and I do apologize for all of the swearing I've been doing. I'm just aggravated that that Ford is willing to take this away from us, something that is benefiting our country, our people.
When I say basic, you say income. Basic!
Income!
Basic!
Income!
Basic!
Income!
Basic!
Income!
Right on, we're going to have a few more people speak to you. If anyone here has signed up to speak and you haven't already spoken to Jolie, please come up and speak to us. We're doing it in the order that people signed up. We figured that was the fairest way to do it. Again, thank you for joining Lindsay Advocate and fighting this cut to the basic income pilot project. I'd like to first ask up Mr. Peter Wegang. He is a candidate for mayor for the CKL.
I'm just kind of curious.
Good morning, and thanks for giving me this opportunity to speak to you. As we get into the election proper, some of you will see my billboards along the road, and the slogan is "Democracy Now." And I am absolutely overwhelmed by this expression of democracy. This is how it's supposed to be, and this is how it started 2,500 years ago in Athens, when they overthrew their tyrant and they said, "We, the people, will rule." And it is time that happened.
Fucking trying to get the pilot program taken from us.
I will tell you something about leaders. We do not need leaders in City Hall. We need good servants. Leaders have taken us into nearly every global war, which has killed thousands of people. We don't need that kind of leadership anymore. What we need, and I put myself forward as a butler, an English butler, and I would serve you very well. My background, as you can tell, is from England, and I started out in poor circumstances. My father worked on the assembly line in Morris Motors, making Morris 8s, and my mother was a child lady. But at that time, the Labour Party was in power, and I was able to take advantage, and this lady over here has it perfectly. It's called, "This is not a handout, it was a hand up." And at that time, I got a hand up, and that's why I'm speaking to you today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Zach is up next, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Zach Miller, and I was the past NDP candidate for this provincial election. It's great to see everyone out here to rally and fight for the reversal of the repeal of the basic income pilot project that was welcomed in this community by our community leaders that fought for and actually finally achieved in this town. And it was a welcome project that gave low-income earners, students, seniors, persons with disabilities, or entrepreneurs starting out a new business a chance to have a monthly stipend that would allow them to go back to school, invest in their business, buy a new house, pay the rent. It helped a lot of people. But now those opportunities for many of them are gone because Doug Ford and our MPP here in Haliburton, Fort Lakes Broad, a $50 million annual expense for the province, better suited in the hands of their cronies, in the hands of their corporate CEOs, and to themselves. Because they get all the tax cuts and we get nothing. So within a couple of months, we now have in Ontario a war on the poor, a war on collective bargaining rights, a war on our education, and a war on our health care. And our environment, because the Doug Ford, the Mike Harris era was just not bad enough. And talking to individuals throughout the campaign a few months ago, this is exactly the opposite of what they expected. Because what the basic income meant to the families that I talked to was buying new clothing for their kids for the school year.
Thank you.
Buying food from an actual grocery store instead of going to a local food bank. And it meant not deciding which bills were more important to pay that month. It meant foregoing monthly and put every dollar back into the business and to the employees that work there. And to the seniors, it meant affording their monthly prescriptions that they've been cutting in half. So we can go on about how much little extra money a month for people, and I'd love to do that. But for right now, I want to speak directly to our Conservative MPP here, Laurie Scott. And I'll start off exactly. You don't care about the 2,000 individuals in here that are going to be affected by this. It's sad that during the campaign,
Already hit 29 minutes on this. I had to restart another one, so I got Mark out.
and it's
Did you hear what I said to that chick over there?
Who is she?
Some fucking chick looking for an interview, so I gave her an interview. Trying to fucking tell me, she should take the pilot over and get to the fucking people that talk and all that. People at PCSC. I'm like looking at her, I'm like, hey, listen, I got borderline schizophrenic. I serve my fucking country. What the fuck are you talking about? This pilot program has helped me to fucking socialize with people. Like, seriously. It helped me thrive to start up my own fucking YouTube channel. What the fuck are you doing? Starving people? Fuck off. Stop caging them.
Adopted an ideology that only serves the top, it only serves the corporation.
I got some bleeping to do.
And themselves, because they don't care about them. They don't care about the people that have to work 40 hours a week. They don't care about the students that have to work 50 hours to pay for their tuition. And they try to make it seem that solving poverty will take 100 years. And that it would require idealistic policy and thought that's just so unachievable. And that's completely false. Because they never care about where the money comes from when they're giving corporations and the wealthy their tax cuts, or when they want to increase subsidies for the oil and gas companies.
Tell you how long this is going to be going for, like how long do we need people to their tax work?
This? Oh,
Safety got 100 days.
Universal health care, our education, our pension, and our labor laws have helped province and country.
which basically our government just changed us.
Yeah, well, I was told I can't
And I
even
know
get
these
back on
politicians don't
OW.
like you.
Really?
They don't like
As soon
being
as I
called out.
As
But I think
soon
that's
as I went on this pilot, automatically they went and told me, you cannot flat out, I should get a fucking job.
during a campaign that they should be called out.
Otherwise,
It does me.
That takes the high road. That takes the approach
So,
to presenting policy.
oh,
And then we have another side.
So this is what we're all thinking.
Your wealth to the top, lies to you, and then uses the term fake news to manipulate the conversation.
just in March.
That's not okay. Because as progressives, we are not looking for equality of results.
Through the whole time that I've been in this fucking program,
We're asking our
it's helping
government
me
and our
fucking get
representatives,
it
we've
pieced back
elected
together
provincially
fucking
and
and working right.
for equality of
Just this
life.
year.
So that our next generation's children and generations
Now with this
after that
fucking
aren't
shit,
stuck in a society
I just
where
got
success is
my
only
first
determined
fight.
by their
I
last
have to
name
turn
or by their
around
parents,
myself,
rather by their best effort.
I had to let myself become on my share
That's an Ontario that will move forward
because of this.
and that's an Ontario where no matter where in life, when life is on hard times, you're always able to pick yourself
I had
back up.
plans this spring coming up to go
That's
down
the
to
Ontario that
fucking
we should
England, down to
respect
Florida, down to Daytona
because
Beach.
I don't think that's too much to ask for from our politicians. So right now, I want to urge this government, Doug Ford, Minister McLeod, Lori Scott, to remember exactly who they serve and reverse this decision of the repeal of the basic income into actually
they can't
increase
do
social
shit if I
assistance rates
put
so that
explicit
individuals
language.
each and every year are made poorer and poorer. Thank you.
Hey, right on. We're going to have some more speakers. I'd ask speakers to try to limit their, so we can get everyone in, to limit their words to a couple minutes. They attack the poor because they think they can. Just wondering who here is going to vote next election?
Oh, fuck no.
Right on. I'd like to ask Lewis from Fresh You.
Hey guys, how are you? I'm going to keep it real short. Tell you a little bit about my story. So some of you have seen a video or article circulating about Fresh Jewel, the business my wife and I started, and how, thank you, and how we're also recipients of basic income. We have 4 children, young family who took a risk at starting a business before basic income came along. Once it presented itself, when we qualified, we applied, and it's been a huge help for us as a young family to build our business to a point that we want to get to eventually no longer need basic income when we can provide for our children and for the rest of our community. I moved to Lindsay 10 years ago with my wife to start a family, and I've always thought that I didn't choose Lindsay, but Lindsay chose me. And I've had the privilege to be a volunteer firefighter here in Lindsay. I've had the privilege to volunteer with Boys and Girls Club. I've been a community member, and community is something that I strongly believe in. And I think if you look around and stare everyone in the eye here today, you can acknowledge and recognize a distant relative. We're all brothers and sisters, we're all family, we're all a community, and what affects you affects me. So I stand here in solidarity with those that have a worse situation than mine, and how much cutting this program affects them. I will not let a political party or an ideology create a divide and make me build hate in my heart. There's a lot of that already going on. And I feel that in hard times, strength is in numbers, and we should come together and we should stand together as a community, not only in Lindsay, not only Forest Lakes, but all across Ontario. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, and I'm going to say hi.
And to everyone, basic income or no basic income, my doors, my heart, my mind will always be open. Thank you.
I'd like to now ask the Mayor of the City of Kawartha Lakes, Mr. Andy Letham, to speak.
Jim said too, because there is.
Great turnout. Thank you for coming out today, and thank you to the organizers for putting this event on. Sometimes when I speak at different events, I speak in a capacity as mayor on behalf of council. Today I just want to speak to you more of a personal nature. I don't know how else to put it, and excuse my language, but I think this is a really shitty thing that the government's done.
Sure you do.
Again, excuse my language, but like I said, I'm not here in my official capacity.
Are you ever?
Previous government, made a commitment to folks for a 3-year pilot project. In turn, you guys different people made commitments in their lives as part of that program, and to cut the legs out from under that is just, it's not a nice thing to do, and our provincial government should be better than that. Okay? And I will carry that message forward. And from the mayor's perspective, I don't want to keep you folks. I want to assure you that I will be speaking with Laurie Scott. I have not had an opportunity yet, but I will pass on those concerns.
Tell her to quit lying.
And I'm also attending a municipal conference, a provincial conference next weekend in Ottawa. And a lot of times we get an opportunity to either chat with the Premier as a mayor or the different ministers, and I will certainly, if given that opportunity, pass the message on here today that this 3-year commitment needs to be carried through so that we can have a look at what those results are and we can all make an informed decision moving forward. Thank you.
Okay, also joining us here today is Phil Grant, a working member of our community, to speak.
I want to keep this fucking basic income, pardon my French, I want to keep this basic income going. Because I've been working for 10 years in the same job, haven't switched, had to stay on Ontario work, living at home with my wife, and you know what? This is finally giving me this help up that I've needed. I was able to finally secure my own place and be, just like every one of you, happy. Who all wants to be happy? Who's sick of Doug Ford? Let's get him out.
Hi everyone, I'm a mental health worker in this community, and I have many people that I am advocating for today who I know's lives have changed already as a result of the basic income, and I believe, moving forward, that taking away the basic income is going to affect them adversely. So if we look at mental health as part of overall health, it is important that our people are moving forward, that their mental health is increasing, and their mental health increases when they are able to take care of themselves and feel good about themselves and put money back into the local economy that they would not otherwise be able to. So on behalf of all the people I work with and the poverty activists that I've known over the years, I've been a poverty activist for 20 myself, I say you do what you can to talk to your political people and bring back the basic income for all. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Jim Garbett, and my wife and I, we own the buy and sell shop downtown, and I want to speak to you about what we see and have seen for the last 20 years. It really upsets us. We buy and sell new and used goods. It really upsets us when there's a continuous stream of citizens who over the years have become our friends, come in and just to make ends meet, they have to sell us their goods. Okay, that is wrong. That is wrong. I believe completely in this basic income, and I can tell you firsthand, I saw the difference it made. Even though it's only been going for 3.5 months, it lifted people up. It gave them hope. Okay, I don't know of any specific abuses on it. There might be some out there, but they'd be so small in terms of numbers. Universally, people were lifted up across the board. Now, what do we do? What do we do about the people that took some of this income and redirected it towards taking on that extra bedroom for their kids? What do we do now? Because they don't have the money to carry that, okay? I was raised with principles, okay? And I'm going to tell you something. I was raised working poor. My father washed milk bottles. My mother was a waitress, okay? I know what it's all about. Through good fortune, good teachers, good mentors, I've managed to step up above, but I know what the struggles are on the way up, and I know where you're at right now. So, anyway, the good news is that the Premier is just one person. They all have advisors when they're in that capacity, and it's a shame that he made this misguided decision. What we need to do is get to those individuals and show them that they made a mistake. I'm a decision maker on a lot of different things, and you know what? But I make informed decisions, and I really rely on research and data. So I thought we were going to get this. We had international eyes on us that were praising us for what we were doing here as an initiative. What message are we sending, and what is the Premier afraid of? All right, and I'm going to tell you straight, I don't adhere to any one political party, okay? I'm a strategic voter, I'm doing those things, you can hold that against me too. I vote for the local people, I vote for the platforms, I vote for what makes sense to me, so I'm not here to bash any party. But anyway, I am really unhappy with this decision. I'm unhappy with this man. The civility of a society or a government is gauged by the degree of compassion it has for those less fortunate. I'd like to read something from my favorite new publication. It's a free publication. It's called The Advocate. Okay, and this is from our MPP, Laurie Scott, Kawartha Lakes, and she said that she was certain, this is the April edition, it says she is certain that as incomes increase under a basic income or through finding a better job, it would lead to improved health. The Progressive Conservative MPP says she is glad Lindsay was chosen and that she welcomes the basic income pilot. Scott, who is a registered nurse, says that the link between poverty and income is clear. In fact, income has been identified by Health Canada as the single most determinant of health. If you can lift people up, be it through a job or in this case basic income, I'm sure their health will improve. The MPP thinks that the basic income pilot will certainly help the local economy. Money in people's pockets is money they'll spend. My father used to say, she says, referring to the late former federal member of Parliament, Bill Scott. That's really important to remember. That's really important, remember. Money in people's pockets. I wonder when they canceled this if they factored in the amount that this $50 million initiative or whatever it is would generate extra taxes that will go to the government. Did they factor that into this to you know, as they're saying it's not effective? We need to get it back on. Anyway, you have a voice unless you don't use it. You have power unless you don't exercise it or you give it away. I encourage you to communicate directly with Laurie Scott's office. Let her know. Keep it respectful, keep it friendly, but you speak from the heart and let her know exactly how this is impacting you. Go as individuals, go as groups, engage virtually everybody you know. All your family, all your friends, and I'm even talking not from just outside this area, because this was the test case for this province. Okay, remember, international eyes are looking at this. I believe we can get this back. Let's make the difference. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon, my name is Glenda Morris, and I'm here to speak on behalf of the Food Security Working Group of the Kawartha Food Coalition. The message I have for you today is from Aisha Malik, our chair. Aisha unfortunately was unable to be here today. She has asked me to read this for her. On behalf of the Kawartha Lakes Food Coalition Food Security Working Group, I am here to share our extreme disappointment regarding the government's intentions to cancel the Ontario Basic Income Pilot. Over the last 3 years, our working group has worked very hard to advocate for basic income and has helped with the promotion and the implementation of the pilot here in Lindsay. Our support is informed by the evidence of a powerful link between income and health. And we are starting to see already positive changes and impacts on the lives of the participants. This cancellation is in contravention of the government's pre-election promise of continuing the pilot.